It started slowly, like most betrayals do. At first, it was subtle changes. My wife Sarah became distant, emotionally and physically. She was always on her phone, turning the screen away when I came near. She started working late, but the numbers on her paycheck didn't reflect any overtime. She laughed more at her texts than at anything I said. I convinced myself it was stress, or maybe just a phase, but deep down, something didn't feel right. I didn't want to be the paranoid husband, but I wasn't blind either. I started noticing little lies, she said. She was at her sister's house, but her sister posted pictures online from a beach trip. She claimed she was out shopping, but her GPS location was off. The final push came when I found a receipt in her coat pocket for a fancy hotel restaurant on the other side of town. It wasn't signed under her name. It was under his. The room number was circled. That was the moment I knew I couldn't keep pretending. I didn't confront her immediately. I wanted the truth, not just suspicion. So I waited. A week later, she said. She was going out with some coworkers to celebrate a promotion. She got dressed up like she used to when we were dating, red lipstick, black heels, the perfume I bought her for our 3rd anniversary. My stomach turned, but I smiled and told her to have fun. As soon as she left, I got in my car and followed. At a distance, I had already installed a simple GPS tracker on her car the day before. I didn't want to believe I'd need it, but here I was. She drove straight to the same hotel where I found the receipt. I parked across the street and watched her walk in. Less than 10 minutes later, a tall man in a suit walked in and greeted her in the lobby. They kissed like they'd done it 100 times before. I stayed in the car taking pictures. She was smiling like she used to smile at me. She came home late that night, pretending nothing happened. I asked her how the night was, and she said, "Great, just food and drinks with the team." I asked if it was only coworkers. She looked away and nodded. I calmly pulled out my phone and showed her the photos. Her face dropped. She didn't even try to lie. She just whispered it was only one date, that it didn't mean anything. She felt confused and needed space, that she didn't want to hurt me. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't say a word. I just walked out of the room and slept on the couch. Next few days were quiet. I went to work like normal, but my mind was somewhere else. Thought about all the years we spent together, the sacrifices I made, the dreams we built. I thought about the man she kissed in that lobby. I wondered how long it had been going on. I wondered if she would have ever told me if I hadn't caught her. That's when an idea came to me. A way to remind her that actions have consequences, not through rage, through clarity. I called her best friend Claire. She and Sarah had been friends since college. She was always kind to me more than once. She told me I deserved better. I told her everything, every detail. I expected her to defend Sarah, but she didn't. She said she always had a bad feeling about the way Sarah acted around other men. Then I asked her something bold. I asked if she would go with me to that same hotel the following Friday, not to do anything wrong, just to have dinner, just to be seen. Claire hesitated for a second, then agreed. She said if Sarah could humiliate me in silence, maybe it was time she saw herself from the outside. That Friday night, we got dressed up. Claire wore a navy blue dress and looked stunning. I wore a suit I hadn't touched since our last anniversary dinner. We walked into the hotel lobby, just past 8. I didn't expect Sarah to be there again. But fate has a strange sense of timing. She was there sitting at the bar with the same man, laughing, drinking. She didn't see us at first, but when she did, her smile disappeared, her jaw clenched. Her eyes locked on mine. Then they shifted to Claire, her best friend, on my arm. I didn't smirk. I didn't gloat. Just walked past and sat at a table by the window. The waiter brought us a bottle of wine, and we talked like old friends. Claire told me stories from college that Sarah never mentioned. We laughed. We toasted. I could feel Sarah staring the entire time. Eventually, she stood up and stormed out without saying a word. The man followed her like a confused puppy. I didn't turn around. The next morning, Sarah burst into the living room shouting. She accused me of betrayal. Bringing her friend to the same place, I calmly reminded her of her own words. You said it was only one date? So, this was only one dinner? She stood there, stunned. For once, she had no excuse, no defense, just silence. I told her I was filing. for separation that I had already contacted a lawyer. She begged me not to do it, said she made a mistake, said she still loved me. I told her love isn't built on lies. She packed a few bags and moved in with her sister Claire, and I didn't become anything more than friends. She respected my space. We still talk sometimes. She checks in to make sure I'm okay. It means more than I can say. And when I look back, I don't feel angry. I feel free. I learned that betrayal cuts deep, but dignity heals slowly. I didn't need to scream or fight to prove my worth. I just needed to show that I wouldn't be a backup plan or a fool. I gave her what she gave me, a moment of realization. And in that hotel lobby, I saw the truth, not just about her, but about myself. That I deserved honesty, loyalty, and peace.